Jorah. Mako. Ta.
My enchantments.
No charge to have a look. I sell to the nobility. Yeah. No chance to have a look.
Trust this one.
Prices have never been better.
Can you believe it? Dragons in your own homeland. What are you going to do?
This one does not know, but he hopes his family is safe in Riverhold.
I must finish this.
I have many fine goods. Finest merchandise found.
Selling, buying, trading. Right here.
Come, do your trading here.
Nothing to do but keep at it.
Just when I needed some company.
You look far too serious for this place.
What could the Dominion want with a dead Hist?
I didn't know the Hist could die. What does a dead Hist look like?
Dead's not quite right.
Come, do your trade.
Don't think I've seen you around. Or I could have. I was quite drunk yesterday. Hello again, for the first time. Are you working for that Ram's Beak, Falcon Wings fellow? Heard he wanted the same thing. Also heard he was a guard. He sent you then? Fine. Tell him my price. Pay my tab at every tavern in the city. I'm a substantial drunk. Go on, ask what you will. First thing, he didn't go by Nicholas. Can't recall his name. Something equally forgettable. But I do remember his high elf companion. A widow she was. My darling Volu, he called her. They were returning to her home. A manor near some fort in Deshan. Fort Taldaic, was it? I don't entirely recall. The drink, you see. But they were to be married as soon as they returned home. Oh, she'd fallen for him. I could see that. He was some sort of painter? The canvas kind, not tavern placards. He brought some kind of joy to her life. Would have been lovely, but I passed out on the table.
I don't often receive visitors in my garden, especially the uninvited ones. Vantis? Whatever for? And who are you exactly? He struggles enough finding his muse. Distracting him with financial matters will disturb his concentration. I must ask you to leave. I will inform Vantis you stopped by.
My darling Volu! Is that you in the kitchen? My muse has left me. Perhaps kisses would restore it. You are not who I expected to see. I knew my time here wouldn't last. I hoped it would take longer, though. Zira wanted to make sure I was truly dead, yes? I taught her too well. What business? The man you knew as Nicholas truly died in that storm. I am a changed man, a married man. I live quietly in this house, painting things that my wife adores. I retired. Ask. I'll tell you everything you want to know. No more secrets. None of them matter anymore. I wanted more. Alone, Abba's Landing is a meager prize. But if I could find a way to bring in Tanith, with a stake in both cities, you control all trade in Hughes Bay. But I hadn't. Velsa should have joined me at Maluk's path. After my death, she would lead the others back to Abba's Landing. Zira could scatter the guild before the Iron Wheel's arrival. But then Velsa retired and everything changed. Of course not. But had all gone according to plan, Zira could have filtered the guild into Tanith, set up there while the Iron Wheel was chasing them here. And when I was Magnifica Falora's puppet in Abba's Landing, Zira would be mine in Tanith. Very well. We both know my part in what happened to the Thieves' Guild. I won't beg for my life, if that's what you're expecting. If that's what Zira wants from me. No! Not like this!
What was that noise? What's going on in here? Vantis? No! How could you do this? My dear husband. Oh, Vantis! Come back to me, my love! Come back to me!
Selling.
Can you believe it? Dragons, in your own homeland. What are you going to do?
This one does not know, but he hopes his family is safe in Riverhold. Please, listen to me for just a moment. It's very important.
I watched the horse.
Well, did Nicholas survive the storm? What happened? Is he... I see. I hate him for what he did. But it still feels like I've lost a family member. That's why I asked you to go. You had no history. You could see him for what he was. You helped restore the Thieves' Guild, make it more than it once was. Of course, I trust your judgment. Now all the old business is put to rest. Let's go. We have a guild to run. There are heists to plan and merchant lords to rob. See you in the den.
You need something to disappear? One cannot step light with such...
Well?
Your agreement with Magnifica Folore is wonderful for business. Spotless Goods is most profitable.
I always wondered why you named it that.
Oh? What do you mean?
It's just that your fur has all manner of...
Oh! Yes, I can see how it might be confusing. I named it in honor of my mentor, Golden Fang. She was quite sleek.
It's been a while since I've pulled a simple job. Maybe I'll go down to the harbor, see if anyone has laden pockets. Something to warm up the blood, you know? You think so? Sometimes I'm not so sure. I try to remember everything that Nicholas taught me, but I don't always have the time or opportunity to consider every option before I make a decision. Still, I couldn't ask for a better crew. She reminds me of myself when I first hooked up with the Guild. She's young and inexperienced, but she has some real skills. I just hope we come through all this so she has a chance to hone and develop her natural talents. I don't know what I would have done without Walk Softly. After the heist went bad and we lost so many of the crew, he helped me figure out how to hold what was left together. And he has a great fashion sense. I let him pick out all my outfits. I guess you can say that. Velsa was old, grumpy, and difficult when I first joined the Guild, and that was a long time ago now. Believe me, retirement hasn't improved her disposition. I'll deny I said it, but I'm glad she came back. We need her.
While illicit Indeed. Aye. A number of merchants. A true genius. You know, I think Zira has some potential as a guildmaster. But don't tell her I said anything of the sort. What, are you writing a book? Go bother someone who isn't likely to slip poison into your water skin. All right, if you must know, yes. I love the quiet, working in my garden. Still, I suppose a part of me missed this life. A small part, but... She's too young, too inexperienced. I don't know what Zira was thinking allowing that youngling to join the guild. Oh, she's got some raw talent, I'll give you that. But raw talent usually just winds up turning a sweet heist sour. Mark my words. Never quite understood that preening, overdressed lizard, but he's good to have around. He's too happy for his own good, mind you, and talking to him makes my head hurt. Still, the guild is probably better off with him than without him, I suppose. I go away and come back to find that Zira is in charge? Ah, she's got delusions of grandeur, but she's far from ready to lead this crew. Besides, I was never keen on taking orders, even back when Nicholas was the guild master. Not about to start now.
charge to have a look. Come, do your trading here.
Fancy a life of treasure hunting? Cyrodiilic Collections needs you! Oh, hello there. Always a pleasure to see a new face. Welcome to Lilmoth, the festering jewel of Black Marsh. Argonian words, not mine. Doesn't strike me as all that festery, but I digress. How would you like to join an exciting expedition? Oh, the most worthy kind of expedition. A journey into the distant past. Well, not the literal past, I mean. That would be crazy. We're exploring one of the Argonians' ancient Zanmir pyramids to find a priceless relic, the Kajinjat crystal. Oh, to preserve it for future generations, of course. So much of the Argonians' unique history has been lost. With your help, we can pull this antiquity out of the mud and share it with the world. Discovery, adventure, ha! What could be better? You've made a great choice in joining us, friend. The other members of our expedition have already gathered near the western gate. I'll be along shortly. Just need to check on a few things. This is exciting, right? Well, I do know a little something about how to get along here in Murkmire. The first thing I'd suggest is making connections with the local tribes, the Wasik Halil in particular. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you'd know Jel, given that you're Argonian. I guess you spent most of your time abroad. I don't mean to presume. The Wasik Halil are also called the Brightthroats. They're artisans and traders, and loyal friends, too. Most of the Murkmire tribes are cagey, but polite. There is one tribe I'd avoid, though. The Deadwater tribe, or the Nagakor. They're Nagas, a strange breed of Argonians with a very prickly disposition. They don't like outsiders, not one bit. Doing your research, huh? Excellent. The local Argonians call it Ishtaj Thitithil Met. Literally, the exact egg cracker. Evocative, right? We just call it the Ishtaj Zanmir. I have it on good authority that we'll find the Kajinjat crystal inside. Apparently, it was vital to some kind of ritual, but that could mean practically anything. According to my research, ancient Argonians performed rituals constantly, large and small. Even so, this crystal clearly deserves a place in our collection. Oh, most certainly. Jewelry, idols, who knows? We sell some of these more common items to private collectors. Not for a profit, mind you. Just enough to keep the operation afloat. For the most part, no, they don't. The Argonians here in Murkmire, they don't see things the way we do. When we first arrived, I tried to include the locals in our work, to get their blessing, you know? Fine, I guess. But the truth is, the Argonians just don't care about their history all that much. They live in the now. Past, future, those concepts are totally foreign to them. Once our museum is finished, though, I'm sure they'll take an interest. Oh dear. Where are my manners? I apologize. My name is Famia Mercius, or Famia Speaks with Round Tongue to the locals. I'm Cyrodiilic Collection's chief antiquarian here in Murkmire. Cyrodiilic Collections is a fellowship of historians dedicated to recovering Argonian antiquities. But, unlike other treasure hunters, we don't sell relics for profit. We plan to build a museum here to share Murkmire's treasures with the world. Oh, just over 3 years at this point. I'll admit, it takes some getting used to, but once you— Ow! Ooh! Sorry. Once you settle in, you'll never want to leave.